One of the things I found very fascinating is how justice and art can combine. And oftentimes I feel like it's hard to combine art and justice. And I think it's totally different kinds of field of subject. But once I read an article and I realized that actually art is so important and so critical for um, the innovation of justice. I think from the reading, I feel like the art is not only helps the lawyer to distinguish different kinds of things, but also help us to understanding some very complex idea in very simple ways. One example from an article I read is that it mentioned there's a lot of people in the state right now are facing a problem for infections where people may have not a citizenship in the country or illegal immigration here are being kicked out in specific time. But what art doing in this process is to really make things promote things or using very simple kind of artifacts to help people understand what's going on of those people using visualizing justice, but not just very complex idea that normally promote to the people and majority of the people. And I feel like if we can really use that in the real life, even just beside this kind of story, this article, I feel like if I can combine art to other field of subject, that would be awesome. For example, my major is physics, but if we can consider combine these arts and physics together, then that would be wonderful things. For instance, if I want to make a space shuttle, then if I only know the principle of physics, that might be very easy to make a space shuttle where it functioning well. But if I know the arts and how to approach using artist perspective to approach things, then I will make a space shuttle not even just functioning well, but also have a beautiful appearance. And it's actually a win-win for really understand the both field for art and physics, or even just different kinds of field. If we can combine art, and that will be very different than if we don't have the perspective art. So I feel like using perspective art to approaching can increase or understanding of other things or help us to understand things easily. For me, I think the least perspective that I align with my perspective is social science. Oftentimes, I consider social science as as a result of majority of people, the behavior of majority of people. But oftentimes, in my personal experiences, most of the time, I don't consider the majority of people thinking. I'm kind of more a person that, um, really love the creativities and really enjoy being different. So a lot of time I feel like social science is quite different from my perspective. Um, I think there's a different kinds of social science perspective that can help me to understand um, how the society works. But oftentimes I just not really take serious into the social science because I feel like I'm kind of more care about myself more than the behavior, the people around me. So I think this is why I least align with my perspective with social science. I feel like sometimes I didn't really know what social science can do, but I believe because I'm very interested and passionate about entrepreneurship after graduate from college. So for me, social science become very important when organize my company. I think a company is kind of like a small society where different people have different opinions, and those people have some of a quite similar behavior and quite different behavior. So I feel like if I can understand the majority people in a society, what their behavior is and what they are thinking, and how the structure of the society works, I believe can enhance my understanding of my people in my company, my employees. So I feel like it is how I can use this in my personal goal. And I think besides my goal for entrepreneurship, I think social science can also relate it to my daily basis, how I approach others, how I understand this society works, how I use social science to approach politics, because I feel like politics is even more important today. It really defines our life under politics. If we really understand how the people think and the social science of our behavior in this country, then we can better understand the politics and to choose the person that we think can better lead us in the future. So I feel like these two part will be very significant, important for me as I towards my future career using social science.